Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Gecco 1/6 scale Crystal Lizard. So yes, here we have a little statue of a crystal lizard from Dark Souls. This was originally a pack-in with Gecco's statue of Oscar of Astora, but then they decided to release them separately, and they were fairly cheap, and I like crystal lizards. They're little cute things that you have to murder for loot, so I figured I'd pick one up, and it is a pretty cool little thing to have laying around if you are into Dark Souls, and there's honestly not enough Dark Souls merchandise laying around, so it's always nice to pick up something and add that to the Dark Souls collection. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have our Crystal Lizard. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Obviously, since this Crystal Lizard is 1/6 scale, and Crystal Lizards are supposed to be fairly tiny, it is way too big to go with 6-inch or 3 3/4-inch scale figures. I don't really have anything 1/6 scale readily lying around to compare it to, but I assume that it's relatively in scale with those, so if you've got something 1/6 scale you want it to go with, it can go with that. Otherwise, it can just kind of be a little standalone thing to sit around with other Dark Souls stuff, which is pretty much what I'm going to use it for. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at our Crystal Lizard. Moving on to our 360 span, the majority of the Crystal Lizard is gray. It's got these really nicely textured stone scales all over it, and then several big transparent blue crystals. All of the crystals are slightly transparent, except for this one right here on this leg. But the one on the other leg is transparent, so I'm not sure why they couldn't do it with this side, but whatever, that's how it's made. And he's also got a little smiling face on the front and some tiny eyes. Overall, pretty much looks exactly like a little crystal lizard, nothing to complain about there. Now this little statue does have a light up feature. To access that, you basically just have to split him open. And then he has this little array of tiny LEDs inside of him. It has a little switch to turn it on and off. And it takes little watch batteries. You have to sort of lightly pull this thing out. You may want to pry it open with something small and flat-headed if it won't come out easily, and then you can access the batteries underneath there. And then once you have the lights turned on, you just put his top back on, and he will glow out of all of his crystals, except for that one on the leg that's not transparent. Packaging-wise, you just get a little nice-looking closed box. Dark Souls Crystal Lizard 1/6 scale light-up statue. Some really nice designs on the front to make it look all old and fancy. And on the back you get little descriptions and features for the statue. Of course, since it has no window, it's not good for in-package display, but it's probably the kind of thing you'd want to display out of package anyway. And that wraps it up for our Crystal Lizard. So until next time, goodbye! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my content, feel free to subscribe and click that little bell thing. I've been told that that does something or other. You can also give me money to buy toys at patreon.com/vrreviews. See pictures of toys at instagram.com/vrreviews, or see tweets about toys at venomraptor09 on Twitter. And I would greatly appreciate you doing any of those things.